This is going to be my review over the Beyblade X Bucket Stadium. It did take many tries because they kept on jumping off the rails, which is one of the problems with this stadium, or I went into the pockets since it doesn't have those guards anymore. Here, as you can see, is a test battle of the stadium, and it shows that the Beyblades can actually grab the rail on the stadium. Now, I can't really grab it because since the rails are embedded into the stadium, so it isn't more as effective as an actual stadium, but it is still good. Here we have another test launch showing that the rails do in fact work, just like how I said many times. For some reason, it just wouldn't go on, which is for some reason unreal, because in off camera, it would work. Now here's a perfect example of an extreme dash on this bucket stadium. It did take a few tries of it, but it does work out. The only problem is that you need something to hold it so it doesn't go flying around. An easy solution for the stadium not to be continuously moving is to have two pillows around it, putting it on your bed, and putting it near the wall so it won't go flying around. That's what I usually do to make it not move, but of course I can't really record on my bed since I don't have the right space to do it. The bits that actually work well in this stadium are low rush, rush, gear flat, gear point, and mostly any attack type bit, except for those ones that have like those like outer walls or that are like really chunky. Some tips that I would definitely not recommend in the stadium is gear ball. It would never grab the stadium, and in some reviews, and they would use that as like an actual review, knowing that the Beyblade sucks. Another one that I would definitely not recommend are the taper bits. Sometimes it would get stuck because on near the rails it would be flat and it would get stuck on it, not even grabbing the rail, which is another problem with this stadium, of course. Any like low taper, high taper, or just taper in general, those are not really good bits for this stadium. Ball, it could get out of it. Some other things that I would not recommend is metal needle, because it could puncture a hole in the stadium, as I've seen in one of the reviews. But with like normal needle, it does work if it actually latches on. If it doesn't, then it just counts as a failed extreme dash. But with high needle, it doesn't really work. So, like high stuff doesn't really work that well with the stadium, except if it's an attack type bit. If it's attack, then it will definitely grab on, or maybe just even jump out like how taper usually does. For the final results of this stadium, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Now, you might be wondering, why are you giving it such a high rating? Well, it's because in my country, Beyblades aren't really known, and this is the only options of stadiums that you have. This video isn't meant for people who have a lot of access for stadiums, and it's for the people who have like this as their only option. And plus, the only cons on the stadium is that it's cheap, it's very accessible, and well, that's basically it. I mean, it's a really good stadium in my opinion. The X rails do work. It has really good stuff. The only problem is the pockets and the flatness that it has. And well, that's really it about the stadium. There's nothing more to it. What I would do is maybe make a new design for the stadium. You know, like make it actually rounded and remove the 4 pockets and only add the usual 3. But hey, if you don't really have another option for the stadium, would you buy it? In my opinion, yes, I would buy it, because I don't really have a lot of access to other stadiums. And if you're like me, then I would get the stadium. But if you're like those hotshot YouTubers who literally have options to everything, then just get that stadium. I mean, it's just that easy. Like, bro, just don't tell us to wait for another product. Because, for example, the first ever stadium that was released, not the Bucket Stadium, if not the actual Hasbro Stadium, is going around in my country for $100. And the new drop set is also another $100. So, since this one was only $23, which was half of what some people are paying on Amazon, I would get the stadium. And for that, in my conclusion, I would get the stadium. Thank you for watching, and this is a 5-minute video. See y'all, maybe never.